In this video, I want to talk to you about how I found God and share with you my quick story, and also to prove to you that God always listens to us. So what happens is I went on this workshop from my work with my colleagues, and I was in a room with two of my colleagues who are pretty much religious. So we were talking about God, about Jesus, about all the things about Christianity and things that we should and shouldn't do and all these things. It was the first or the second night, and I'm like pretty much confused. I'm confused, and we were going out with a bunch of our other colleagues from all the different countries, and we were having dinner. And after the dinner, I'm talking with my two colleagues, and they're like explaining some stuff, but because it's so crowded, when we can't really talk that much. And what happens is when we go to the hotel, everybody stays, in the reception, kind of in the restaurant down. But I'm deep in my thoughts, and I'm like, everything is like new for me, because till that time I was a Christian, I was going to church, but I wasn't really, I didn't read the Bible, I wasn't really aware of the rules and all these things. And as I said, everyone decided to stay down at the restaurant and keep gathering and talking and all these things. And I'm actually like gonna go up in my room alone, and I'm just gonna think. I'm gonna think and meditate maybe. And I go up and I lay down in my bed alone in my room, and I'm like, bro, I'm confused as fuck. I'm even more confused right now than I was before this. So I'm laying down and I'm thinking all these things, and I'm like, God, I really need an explanation right now. But I'm thinking to myself, imagine if God himself right now came from the heavens in this room, all of a sudden, like boom, and he's right next to me. I would freak out. I mean, I know it shouldn't be scared and all these things, but I would actually freak out. I would be scared. And I'm like, but I also need an explanation at the same time. But like, if you God right now come to me, I might get scared or something. I don't know. I'm so confused, and I need explanation at the same time, and I'm also scared kind of. And I'm like, God, just please give me some explanation. And just as I said that, this religious guy that I'm roommates in the hotel room basically knocks on the door, and he's like, bro, what are you doing alone in this room? Calm down, let's have fun. I'm like, no, bro, I'm here in my room and I'm thinking about God and Christianity and all these things. And I'm like, by the way, why did you come here? Why didn't you stay down? And he's like, well, actually, some like inner power, something made me come up, and I don't know. He was like, all of a sudden, something in me came up, and I was like, I should go up in my room. And I'm like, well, that's strange. And all of a sudden, this guy starts talking about Christ and about Christianity and about the Bible, and we're having these fucking deep conversations. And by the way, it's about 2 in the morning. And I'm like, bro, I literally like 10 minutes ago, I requested God to give me an explanation, but I said that I would be scared kind of, because if actually God came up in my room, I would kind of be scared. But then God actually sent you to explain everything to me, and he was like, well, that's right. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, I was like, God, I need explanation. And my colleague literally came up all of a sudden, like he was supposed to stay down and have fun and drink and I don't know, do some fun things. But he was like, I don't know, something made me come up here. And I was like, bro, that's mind blowing. And he started explaining to me all these things that I needed answers to. Like all of a sudden, like he's some priest or something, I don't know. And I'm like, bro, like how do you know all these things? And he's like, I'm actually talking from my heart. I don't even know. And I'm like, bro, that's so mind blowing. I'm so like, I'm starting to have all these goosebumps, and like tears are trying to start coming out from my eyes. And we're having these deep conversations, and I feel like very much better, because now I got all these things connected, and now it's not confusing anymore. And I'm like, bro, God really is real, and he really listened to me, and he really made my colleague actually came up in my room and explain these things to me. And that's so crazy, bro. After that moment, I actually went out, I bought a Bible, I started researching even more, I started looking deep down into the religion, because it was a shame, because I am a Christian, I was born a Christian, everyone around me is a Christian, but I was never like aware, like wasn't really familiar with the religion. Yeah, I would go from time to time to church and, you know, light up a candle and all these things, but because I'm an Orthodox Christian, but I wasn't really, you know, connected to God, you know. And after this thing happened, I became very close to God. I started praying like almost every day. I'm trying to do it every day. I started thanking God. My life actually improved all of a sudden, bro. Because I mean, I've accepted God even before this, but right now I actually feel like I became even closer to God. I mean, I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you have also like had similar situations like this, where like you literally know that God listened to you, and all of a sudden things start happening. Like God is sending you some people, and he's explaining to you some things. And another thing, like literally yesterday, I had a like stomach virus and I had diarrhea all day, like it was terrible. And I had stomach aches and it was really bad. But I didn't want to like, you know, call off my work. I still worked, and I had this client, and I'm literally working with my client, and I start having these really bad cramps, and I need to go to the toilet, but I literally can't go to the toilet because I'm working, and it's inappropriate to know. You just leave the client and go and take a shit, basically. And the bad thing is that this guy that I'm working with, like his wife should come in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and I should work with her for another hour. And I'm like, bro, how can I hold it for another hour and a half, bro? Oh my God, I'm stressing, you know, deep in myself. And I'm like, it's inappropriate to just call off the schedule and just tell these guys to go home because they're my clients. I mean, that's how I'm earning money. It's inappropriate to just send them home. And I'm like, bro, God, please help me go through this bad situation. I mean, it might sound funny when you're hearing it right now, but I was really in pain. And I'm just quiet, I'm working with this guy, and all of a sudden his phone rang. My client gets a call from his wife, and she's like, I am at the dentist and I won't make it to the appointment. And I'm like, oh my God, thanks God, bro. Thanks God, because if I had to work for another hour, I don't know if I can handle it, because I had really bad cramps. And this is another example where literally God listened to me, because I said, God, I don't know how I'm gonna handle this, but please help me, please make me go through this situation. And God literally listened to me, and he did some magic, I don't know, and literally the woman, like, you know, called off the appointment, and I was actually happy. And yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to hear about you, if you already had some kind of interactions like this with God. So please share them in the comments. And also, I just want to say, like, whatever you're saying, whatever is going on in your life, whatever is happening, just I want you to know that God is always listening and watching you. Even though if you're going through something bad, like me, for example, for the past week I've had these stomach aches, and I've had, you know, fever, and I've had all these pretty shit things. And even in those bad situations, God again is listening and watching you, and he will not push you above the limits that you can handle. He will always just push you just below your limits, so you can actually handle the challenge and go and go through it and become actually a better person after that. And whatever you're going through, just be aware that God is always watching and listening. Everyone, literally everyone. God is everywhere and always and with everyone, and he is like, basically, wherever you look, there is God. I just want you to know that. And if you sometimes feel like your wishes or your prayers are just not heard or not listened to, they are Trust me, they are. Maybe right now you don't deserve what you're praying for. Maybe right now you don't deserve what you're wishing for. But just know, be sure that God is always watching and listening, because He knows the best. I don't know the best, you don't know the best, He knows the best, and He's always giving you the things just when you need them and when you're ready for them. Because imagine if you have a nephew and he's 2 years old and he comes up to you and he requests you to give him like $500. Will you give a 2-year-old $500? I mean, you wouldn't. Like, that 2-year-old will go out and buy all the candy from the store. So right now, if you're asking God for, I don't know, $1 million, this of a Lamborghini car, this mansion, this, I don't know, whatever you're wishing for, it's like the 2-year-old asking $500 from you, you know? Like, God is seeing you like this 2-year-old who basically doesn't know shit right now. But in time, when you improve, when you become a better man, when you become worth of having whatever you're asking for, God will always give it to you. It's not like I want it right now and I want to have it like in this exact moment. No, you will have it when you deserve it, when you're meant to have it. We can't have everything at the moment we want it. Like, I want this mountain to jump in that river right now. No, it doesn't really work like that. Like, if you ask for $10 million right now, you won't get them right now, because most probably you're immature, you're not disciplined, you're just not ready, bro. Maybe if God really gives you $10 million, you will become a drug addict, you will buy some fast car and you will crash and die. Like, something terrible will happen. So God will test you, God will wait till you improve, and then He will give you the things you need. So yeah, just be aware that God is always watching and hearing you, and you're not alone. God is always with you, but you have to allow Him to be with you. So, like I said, just give your life to God and He will take care of you, basically. Because on your own in this world, you can't do shit. You always have to have, you know, like a higher force, higher power than you, which is guiding you and basically guiding you on the right path to whatever you're desiring. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your experiences with God in the comments.